Okay. The next journal we're going to work with, if you'll turn a couple pages, is the Disbursements Journal. Disbursements Journal is where we list checks. We're going to go through this same 3 steps of journalizing. We're going to start by recording the transactions, then we're going to total the columns, and then we'll balance it. But let's start, again, the recording the transactions takes a major share of time. Now, the Cash Disbursements Journal, again, is to record the checks. Anytime we write a check, it's going to go into the Cash Disbursements Journal. And, as you might recall, do we debit or credit the bank when we record checks? We credit the bank. You'll see the bank account midway across the journal on page 112. So the left side of this journal is going to be what? Credits, and the right side is debits. These 2 journals are the only ones that are set up that way. All the remaining journals, the debits are on the left, credits on the right, the same as the general ledger. We just have to make that swap in our mind as far as these 2 journals are concerned. Now down below we have the check stub. Oftentimes when you're recording after the fact, you're looking at only a stub or a copy of the check. And so you're taking all the information off of that stub. If they're not putting the information on the stub, you can't read minds, okay? So you're going to have to, in that case, you'd have to wait until the bank, you got the bank statement and record it off of the check itself, the canceled check. But in most cases, after some training, we can get them to write the information on the stub we need, and then it's just a matter of transferring the information in the journal. The date of this first check is August 15th, so put that in the date column. In the check number column, the check number is 1250, and to whom paid is Henry Adams, Inc. On the left-hand side of the check number, 2 columns to the left, you'll see the column that says bank account. We're going to credit the bank account there for the amount of the check, which is $5,488. So in that bank account column on that first line, write $5,488. Now let's move over to the right side of this journal where we have our debits. If you will hold your finger here and flip back to the purchase journal, I want you to find purchase order number 203, which is on page number 1.8. Purchase order 203 shows that we set it up as owing Henry Adams, Inc., $5,600, right? Okay. So we debited furniture inventory and we credited accounts payable for $5,600. Is that right? Now let's go back for a moment to our old T accounts. Look at what we did. We credited accounts payable $5,600. Now we just wrote this check for how much? $5,488, and the difference is what? The discount, the 2% discount that we're able to take, right? Because we paid it within 10 days. Well, now, if we debit accounts payable for the amount of that check, $5,488, what would our book say? We still owe money, right? Wouldn't our book say we still owe $112? Do we, in fact, owe $112? No. So we need to debit accounts payable the entire $5,600 on the right side of this journal. Okay? So debit accounts payable on the right side, the entire $5,600. And then to the left of that in the purchase order number column, just write 203 just to cross-reference to that purchase order in case we need to research this at all later on. Now, are we done? Why not? That's right. We got a balance on both sides, right? Well, the reason for the $112 difference, again, is the discount. So to the left of the check number column, there's a column that says discounts taken. I want you to write there $112. Now, before we move on past this, I want you to flip back. Just hold your finger here and flip back to the chart of accounts on page number 1.3 for artistic furniture. And I want you to find the discounts taken account. What account number is it, Kathy? Account number 450, discounts taken. Do you see that? Okay? That's an earnings account. It's a revenue account. We're actually, if we're going to credit it, what are we going to do to earnings? What does a credit do to earnings? Does it increase or decrease it? Increases earnings, right? Okay? Is this profit to us? This $112, by paying it early, we're getting additional profit, aren't we? So it's actually going to reflect that, okay? So, with that in mind, I want you to go ahead now and enter check numbers 12. You've done 1250. Enter check number 1251, 1252, 1253, and 1254. Enter those 5 total checks.
Record checks 1251 through 1254 into the journal found on pages 1.12 and 1.13. Then continue with your instruction.